Welcome, everyone. This is a Jenkins Platform SIG meeting, and today we're on January the 28th, 2025. Around the virtual table today, we have Kristen, Kenneth Salerno. We don't have Kevin yet. We don't have Mark Wade yet. I don't know if they will be able to join. On the agenda today, I have the end of support for Java 11. I know last time I said I wouldn't talk about that anymore, but let's talk about that once more. Then we'll talk about the container image updates for the Jenkins controller and for the agents. We'll talk about the work in progress on images, one of them being your work, Kenneth. And if we still have some time, maybe we'll talk a little bit about Java 25. Anything else you would like to add to the agenda? Okay, thank you. Let's get started then. So, end of support for Java 11. It's been quite a while now. The container repo for the controller has dropped Java 11 quite a long time ago. The weekly 2.463 did so a few months ago. And the Jenkins LTS 2.479.1 dropped Java support last October. So it's been quite a while. And we're having a new LTS these days. Hello, Kevin. Let me add you to the list of participants. Thanks for coming. And the latest version of the 2.479 something was delivered a few weeks ago. A few weeks ago on January 8th. So now we are using JDK 17, at least for the Jenkins controller and for the agent. For the plugin, that's a whole other story. But we still have Java 11, at least on the Jenkins infrastructure. That's needed to build the plugins and to build all the tools. And because, yes, we need it. But one day we will get rid of that. But it's still in discussion. We don't have any definite date now. It's not planned yet. It's one of these days that will happen, that's for sure. And of course, we could kind of automate that or have an official discussion. That will happen, but I don't know when. Close to that subject, we also have a campaign to update plugins to JDK 11 and or 17, or even sometimes 21 when we are lucky. I say unofficial because it's an effort without much coordination for the time being. Whenever we have time or we spot plugin that desperately needs some updates, then we spend some time, then try to update them. Most of the plugins who haven't been updated in quite a while still use by default, the build plugin in their Jenkins file, which means that they are built with JDK 8, and that's all. And that's not a good thing. So the first thing we do is we get rid of that build plugin and use JDK 11, then JDK 17, and on and on and on, as long as the maintainers are still there and helping and acknowledging that, yes, their plugin needs some updates in order to keep current. Last year, or even the year before, we had a project which was about updating the 250 most installed plugin to JDK 21. And I think we managed to do so. And we'll do the same for JDK 25 a few months from now. And then we'll see what we can do with older plugins. But anyway, Java is progressing, Jenkins is progressing also, but the ecosystem is so vast that we need some time and some help and some tooling in order to get it done. Would any one of you have a comment or a question about that? Fine, thank you. Let's go with the container image updates for the Jenkins controller. So we have a new LTS. Chris, weren't you the release lead, by the way?
Not for 292.1, but I will be for
0.2 or 0.3, right?
0.3. You can do it.
Oh, no, it was not a digitation. I thought you were, oh, no, sorry, my bad. I thought you were volunteer for that. If that's not the case, I'm not searching for you to be the one. No, I just thought, as you are often a release lead, I was wondering if you were the one. No, maybe I will volunteer for the last one because I've never done so. And I know for sure that some people, maybe even you, could help me with that. But that's okay.
Yep, for sure.
So it was released last week, the 2.492.1, and haven't seen many changes, important changes, except move to the latest LTS Jenkins version. We had a few bumps for Alpine Liner, QB9, Debian, JDK 21, of course, and JDK 17, because a few weeks ago we had the famous Oracle patch day, and then we had some changes from Temurin, which published the binaries, and then the update CNI manifest and GitHub action kicked in and proposed some PRs. So that's why we have all these version bumps, but there is nothing really new except the version bumps. And that's the thing for the weeklies, the 2.496 and 97. We only have dependency updates for Debian UB9, JDK 17, and JDK 21. And to be totally honest, as we were preparing the Jenkins Contributor Summit and the Jenkins booth at the FOSDEM conference in Brussels, Belgium, not so much could be done in that area because we were kind of busy with other things. And that's the same thing for the container image updates for the Jenkins agents. We had one new release for the SSH agent with only dependency updates regarding JDK, and that's the same thing for the Docker agent, only version bumps for the JDK versions. Now, when it comes to the work in progress on images, we have the long-running optimized EBI and Docker files. This one will need some lot of work before being merged eventually. That's not even sure. For the Docker agent, we have the fixed handling of third parametering inbound agent. I think that's been there for quite a while. And we also have the recent remove unused env props from build.sh that removed at the title, say the unused env props file and the associated code from the build.sh script. That's a work by Hervé Lemeur, by the way. So it should be merged a few days from now. And for the last one, the Docker SSH agent, we still have your PR running, Kenneth. I'm sorry about that. We need some time. Of course, we know it's already doing what it's supposed to do. The code is good, nothing to say, but we need a review from an official maintainer of the package. So that's why it hasn't been merged yet. And yes, we're sorry to have you wait that long before it gets merged. Thanks a lot for your patience, and time will come. I don't think we will ask for any changes. It's as good as it can be now, but I'm not an official maintainer. We have the infra team members who are maintainers of this repo. I'm just commenting from time to time, but I don't have the rights to this repo. Hopefully, because otherwise it would be a mess.
No, thank you. I had a workaround in the meantime while I was waiting, so wasn't.
We're sorry, nonetheless, that's not good for our, we don't have any SLA, but we like to have our pull requests submitted, reviewed in a timely manner, and merged. And we failed for this one, and we're sorry. But thanks a lot for standing there and waiting until we merge it. Thank you, Dennis.
You bet.
And now Java 25. I think that 2 weeks ago we talked about the Java 25 because the binaries are already available from Temurin at least, and I think from also other vendors that we don't use. Like I think I saw some updates from Liberica, from Bell Labs or something like that. So yes, JDK 25 are available as early access releases, and we should maybe start using them. That's what we did with JDK 21 2 years ago. We started by installing early access releases within the Jenkins infra, and people like Basil Crow, for example, started to use it and detected some changes to be made in order to make Jenkins core compliant with the latest JDK. And so we have to do so. But the thing is, the infra team is already so busy with other things that they're not able to install JDK 25 for the time being. So I was wondering, should we make some preparatory work in order to get them ready to install JDK 25 in the infra repositories? Maybe I should give it a try for maybe the controller Docker image or the agent images. seeing if update CLI manifest can work with those early access releases, or if we have to use some bash magic in order to use the GitHub releases. And then if it works, then propose it on infrastructure repositories so that they don't have to think a lot about, should I integrate that, should I merge that or not. I know that, for example, Basil is also very busy with other things, but I think the community would love to give it a try. So would you have any comments on that? Is it too early? I think the final version should arrive by October this year, if I'm not mistaken. So are we already late? Are we too early? Are we spot on? I don't know. What are your thoughts? You as puzzled as I am. Okay. That's okay. I would hope somebody from the infra would chime in and let us know, or some people like Basil who would be happy. At least that's my understanding. Experimenting with Java 25 when he has time. So maybe we're still early. So all is good. I still have time to try to produce an update CLI manifest and see if it works or not. Is there anything else you would like to talk about today? That was a very efficient meeting. Thanks a lot. Very respectful of each other's time. So, I'll put the video on YouTube later on. It should be available from 24 to 48 hours. And we should see each other's 2 weeks from now. Yeah, indeed. So until then, happy tinkering with Jenkins. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruno.